Welcome to You're Not the Boss of Me. If you are determined to break glass ceilings and build it your way, this show is for you. I'm your host, Beth Graves, and I am obsessed with helping you to not just dream it, but make the plan, connect the dots, and create what you crave. Are you ready? Let's get started. Welcome back, bosses. And today, you guys, this episode seriously has come from my heart. I'm literally feeling this energy, this love, this abundance around this podcast. I know that sounds corny, but I have received some of the most meaningful messages from all of you thanking me for my words. And I think it comes from me just being real and saying, you guys, listen, if you're buying a $37 course that says never prospect again, unlimited leads coming your way, and then you spend hours on a webinar and learning and creating and trying to recreate this thing, and you're still not making money, and then you hop over to another technique and you hop to another technique and you're going from place to place and you're literally pulling your hair out. We can create a plan for you, and that is what this podcast is all about. It is about creating a profit your way, making money your way, creating legacy wealth while not giving up the time with your family, the time with your friends, for me, the time on the tennis court. But making money, especially in a sales business and network marketing, in an online coaching space, it does require focus. It does require work. It does require time spent. But we are going to talk today. And like I said, this podcast is coming from everything you're asking me to tell you, from your DMs. And I'm so thankful for getting the messages. I'm so thankful for the reviews. And the review that I'm about to read you literally shifted my entire focus from one thing that I was teaching in my Mastermind, Profit Her Way, to shifting gears and building this foundation again, because we get caught up in let's create the challenge that we invite people to, and then we can connect with them and we can do X, Y, and Z. We do need strategies to build our business. We need ways to get traffic, eyes on us. We do it by being authentic, and we do it by having a plan, and we put those plans into place and we work the plan. But it doesn't mean that we have to be hustle, grind, never ever leaving our phone on airplane mode. And like I always say, be where your feet are. And do you want your kids, your husband, your next door neighbor to remember you as holding your phone, not holding a hand? So how can we create space for our business and for joy? We're going to talk about that today. And this technique I'm going to show you today is a modified Pomodoro. I didn't invent the Pomodoro. We're going to talk about what that is and how you can determine if the time you're spending is actually creating a business build, a way to make you money, or if it's just spending time away from, like, hey, get on the floor and build Legos with that grandchild. Get off the phone and do your income producing activities in a block. So I want to read this review. And this review, if I never record another episode again, which I promise you, I love recording episodes. I'm even thinking about going to twice a week with this podcast, one alone and one interview. Let me know what you think of that, because I love, 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 love this conversation. I look forward to it every single day. This is when I'm driving in my front seat, when I'm feeling so powerful and driven, is when I'm sitting here and having this conversation with all of you, because my mission is to tell you the real truth, to tell you that it's not always easy, and to help you to not make the same mistakes that I made on my build, and to be vulnerable on my journey so far as I'm growing a new coaching business as well. Like the coaching side, I've always done one-on-one coaching with people. I've done a lot of consulting, but to build out a mastermind and to work in that beta group right now, I'm realizing, oh my goodness, how much I love a community of women that are driven. And we've got one man in the community, and he's awesome. Hey, Ryan. All right. So this review, like I said, I don't even have a name. It's a bunch of consonants of the person that wrote it. D, J, D, X, D, N, D, D, J, D, H, D, X, I, F, F, N, F, D. If this is you, I need a message. I have a gift for you, because this gift, my friend, means everything to me. And this is what she says: insanity delivery. And I want you to listen to these words. Listen and regain your sanity. I just listened to the second episode. I do still shine my sink. Go listen to that episode if you want to know what shining your sink is. I am definitely type A and often think the answer to pretty much everything is work harder. I have been recently frustrated by speeches that encourage me to miss my kids' track meets in the name of committing and requests to watch and or participate in what seems like more webinars in a week than I have hours in a week. Beth delivers the sanity check. Thanks for reminding me that life is beautiful and I don't have to live anyone else's grind. I want to repeat that. Life is beautiful and I don't have to live anyone else's grind. Thanks for supporting people in doing it their own real way and encouraging them to reclaim some honest joy rather than promoting fake positive as the solution. I don't know if I was tone deaf there, but that review, if you wanted to ask me what this is all about, and I recently did a big scary thing and hired a marketing company to work with me. I'm going to talk about this, the marketing team, then go back to that podcast, but they asked me really, who do you speak to? Who are the people that you are serving? And I am just sending that review because that is my mission, is to teach you techniques and strategies, rituals and routines to shift our mindsets so that we are not just hustling and grinding, attempting to get eyes on what we're doing in hopes that someone will say yes, that we're authentic in our message, that we're authentic in our mission, but we're having brave and courageous conversations. Because in order to build a business, especially in network marketing, you have got to make a decision right now to have those conversations. But I want to start with sharing something with you, and we're going to talk about some techniques that can allow you the sanity in your business to use this time blocking way. And the first thing that I want to share with you is an affirmation, and this comes from, I'm grabbing the book right now. I was going to pause it and edit, but I'm like, you know what? We're just on our own, two friends sitting here, so the book is across the table. All right. So I love Success Affirmations by Jack Canfield. Success Principles is one of my all-time favorite go-to books. It's like the Bible of building a business. And this is taking 100% responsibility for your future. So when we get to decide how we build our businesses, what Zooms and webinars and things that we show up to do, we get to decide what fits for us, what fits for the team and the culture and community that we're building, and what fits for our family. So I want to ask you to take 100% responsibility for your future, not just for your business, but for how you are going to set the tone and build your day. Because a lot of people, and I've done it, say, I am not going to hustle and grind. And so I kind of did my own thing and built my business maybe I'll send a message or two. And guess what? If you don't have focus, we're not building the legacy wealth that's going to allow the freedom for the family. So it's okay, what is she talking about? She's telling me to have joy. She's telling me not to be chained to my phone, but she is saying we've got to have some focused action. So we're going to talk about, I want you to visualize this. I want you to visualize just a piece of paper, a long piece, let's make it a poster board. And I want you to put squares on that poster board. In fact, if you have a whiteboard, let's do it on the whiteboard. I'm going to provide a freebie for Camp Elevate, and I'll share with you guys where you can find it. But you can make this yourself. And I want you to think of your time in big squares, okay? So taking personal responsibility for how you spend your time, that is the key. So you get to make a choice every single day how you are going to spend your time, and why some people that work 3 jobs are building massive $1 million businesses, because they're choosing how to spend their time and they're choosing where to focus. And they usually have extreme focus on money-making activities. So we're not wasting time on things that don't make us money, right? It makes sense. So I want to read you this affirmation. You guys know that if you've listened to this podcast for more than 10 seconds, that our thoughts determine our path. That I am all about reframing, rephrasing, because if you say, I'm busy, I have too much to do, guess what? That subconscious, conscious brain says, you're too busy. You're too busy. So I want you to affirm that you are going to make space with joy for your business, and that everything will flow smoothly for you. This 100% responsibility affirmation really spoke to me because it talks about how we're going to be improving our life and taking responsibility. I'm going to read it to you, and I'll also have it in the show notes. And like I said, it's in Jack Canfield's affirmation book, 52 Weeks for Living a Passionate and Purposeful Life. I am easily improving my life, moving with ease from where I am now to where I want to be. I am confidently creating better circumstances and expanding opportunity for myself, responding with intelligence to events as they occur. I am choosing to change my thoughts, images, and behaviors to respond differently and produce better outcomes. So when we take 100% responsibility, we're going to remember that we have total control over the thoughts that we think, the images that we visualize, and then the actions that we take. So I want you to think about your calendar and think about your day, visualizing how that looks. And it's a 24-hour plan in my book because sleep is so important. The time that we get to spend with our family, wrapping up the day, the morning hours that you can truly set the tone for your entire day if you just say yes to waking up in the morning and getting those thoughts and getting the energy where it needs to be with some meditation, some devotion, affirmations. That piece is so important. So we're going to talk about that when we talk about these squares that I had you draw. So as we go forward, what I want to talk about first is you have a choice every single day. All right. So we do get told, like, hop on this, do this, miss the track meet so you can do more of these things that will encourage your business to grow. So first, we have to make a clarification of what are the things that we need to do in a day that grow our business and make us money. So we did this exercise in Profit Her Way this week. And I had everybody write down, and I want you to keep this for a week. Anytime that you say that you're working, anytime that you say, I'm working my business right now, you're up in your office, and we're going to talk about having a beautiful office space, a beautiful corner where you can work. That's coming up in another episode because that's so important. But you're in your space and you're working. And I want you to write down, what is that business activity? Are you on a Zoom learning? Are you scrolling Facebook? Are you inside of Facebook groups connecting? Are you picking up the phone and calling someone? Are you planning an event? Like, what are the things that you're doing? Are you doing a Facebook Live? Write those down. And I would track that for 7 days. So it's a piece of paper folded in half vertically. Remember spelling words? Do you remember doing a pre-test and a post-test on your notebook paper? Fold it in half like a hot dog bun. My teacher side is coming out. And then, of course, one of the smart aleck kids would be like, gobble, gobble, and eating the paper. That is why I love teaching. I love children, but I love this more. And so think about your paper as the hot dog bun, fold it in half. The one side, we're going to put, these are the activities that I'm doing for my business. You are going to be surprised. And I want you to keep this with you. And anytime you say this is a business building activity, write it down. Are you on a team Zoom? Are you on a 3-way chat? Like, what are the activities in a day? Now, I want you to think about your last 10 sales or your last 10 distributors who joined you, or the last 10 times someone on your team, because of your help and your guidance, made money. I like to put that on as well, because many times we bring in a new distributor, promoter, business partner, and you help them to make money because you help to plan a launch event or you're involved in a 3-way chat. So on the right side of the paper are all of the things that you got a sale. How did you get a sale? How did you get someone to upgrade and partner with you in business? And how did you help somebody to, maybe help you with a rank, meaning they brought in some volume? Write those things down. And if you haven't had sales for a while, you may have to go back and think about when you had the most success. So what we have is a list on the left and a list on the right. Now, what I want you to do is draw a line from the left to the right. I want you to draw a line from what business activity happened so that you made money. We make money by selling our products. We make money by team commissions. And we also make money when we bring in new distributors, right? When they succeed. My company, we don't get bonuses when someone earns a bonus, but when you bring in a new business builder, then you have more commissions because they're building a team. So however that looks, whatever makes you money. And if you don't know how you make money in your business, we need to take a look at that. Call someone that understands the business more than you. Get to your support and say, how do we make money? I know how I make money. So what are the things that connect? Now, I don't want you to say, oh, I don't make money on my mindset work in the morning, so I'm going to stop that. I want you to look at what puts you in the right space, the right energy, what has to happen so that you are physically and mentally like on top of the world. Those things count. So don't be Beth when I was building my business and stop running and stop going to the gym because I was carrying around my ball and chain phone all the time, constantly taking calls, having conversations, not having any boundaries or limits. Have those boundaries. So when you realize a lot of what I do in the day does not build my business, decide, does this bring me joy? Does it feel like love? Anything on the left. Does it bring me joy? Does it bring me love? Does it feel like connection? So my random Facebook scrolling and checking out, like, has anybody done this? You see a friend from like 1995 and you're like, oh, there's my friend John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Oh, looks like John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt married Molly Ringwald. Oh my gosh, look at what they looked like. And you start to scroll back. Finally, you're looking at when they had a baby like 20 years ago. And oh, where'd their kid go to college? Does that feel like, maybe it feels like love and joy? Does it feel like love, joy, connection? Or does it make you money? So I want you to also make a list on the left of all the things that you do in a day. All the things, like what are your business? And then maybe I went for a run, I walked the dogs, I had dinner with my son. Like, keep track of activities. And then what brings you joy, love, and connection. So when we have this list, we can directly say, this activity brings me, like listening to this podcast. Does this bring you love, joy, connection? We want to have personal development, and maybe you're doing this when you're out for a run. Maybe you're out walking the dogs. Hey there, Prince. How are you? I love walking dogs with you guys. If you're walking your dog, let's have a new thing. If you're listening to the podcast while walking your dog, I get to have a picture of your dog, and I want you to tag You're Not the Boss of Me and me on Instagram or Facebook, because that just makes me so happy. All right. So we've got our list, and I want you to know this is that this is personal responsibility. When we say I'm going to take personal responsibility, we've got to take personal responsibility for our time and what we're doing. And this is a time audit, okay? So we've got our left, we've got our right. We look, does this make me money? Does this bring me joy? Does this bring me love? Does this feel like love? Does this feel like connection? All right? And so now we know what needs to go into our focus bubbles. So if we go back to how we have made our goals for the year, I always coach people to have a personal goal. So I do mine health, spiritual, business. So we have health, spiritual, business, and family. Okay, those are where my focus bubbles go. And I have a goal in each area with 3 actions. Some people do 3 and 3. So let's look at our health. So if our health goal is be a healthy, lean, confident version of myself, what are the 3 things that have to happen to be healthy and lean? And we write those down. And this is not a goal setting episode. There are so many ways to set goals. But I share the Pomodoro blocks. Like, so now we're going from the list. Are you guys following me? I hope it's not too confusing. I'll do a live on this as well because it is so good. And this has helped me so much. So what are those activities that make you money? That's what needs to go in that block. So on the calendar every day, and I'm asking you at the end of your day to review your calendar to fill in your blocks. I want you to look at your business. I want you to look at your spiritual. That means your devotions, your meditation. I kind of call it spiritual brain, what you're doing for your brain. Do you enjoy a podcast? Awesome. And I'm going to share a podcast tip with you guys that Emily, my good friend, and I worked on for her car drive affirmation practice because she leaves so early for work. That's a side note. But I want you to have these bubbles. So the Pomodoro technique is literally knowing that we can focus on one thing for a short spurt of time. You can Google it, but Pomodoro is setting a timer for 25 minutes and doing the one thing for 25 minutes. That keeps you on task and it keeps you rolling. So I'll say, okay, I'm going to do 25 minutes of money-making connections. I am literally asking my list of people that have shown an interest or that are on my mind that I know might need my product or my service. I'm literally doing that for 25 minutes. Maybe you get great leads from your Instagram story. Maybe you do an Instagram story with a poll and you have people asking to join your challenge. Like these are all different things that we'll be talking about. So if I did a healthy recipe challenge this week and I did a poll and people said, oh my gosh, yes, I would love in, and I'm super transparent. I said to them, okay, cool. You are going to see some of the most amazing recipes. We have some cooking demonstrations. We're going to have crock pot and air fryer. And I asked the person coming in, what's your favorite way to cook healthy? Or are you just starting? Because I want them to contribute. But I also say to them, and this is important, and this is off topic, but this is important. If you're putting somebody in a challenge and it is your product group that you're sharing product, I will say, just so you know, I'm with a health and wellness company, and inside of this group, we will be talking about the supplements. I want to let you know that. I know that you would love them. There's no obligation to buy. You can still win the prizes. I want you in this group, but I don't want you to feel like I'm sneaking up on you with it. I want to be really clear on that. And people so appreciate that. Like if I got added to a group that was going to show me how to have like a neck that looked like I was 25 years old, because that's the first place a woman ages. And my friend said, I'm going to give like 17 days of tools for how to fix your neck. And then she said, I want to let you know, we are going to be selling some products. You don't have to buy them. And we're going to give you techniques that you can do with just, I'm making this up, just things that are already in your kitchen cabinet. Like maybe we're going to do like coconut oil and I don't know, I'm making it up, but you get the picture. So what are the money-making activities? I went off on a tangent, but I hope you like my tangents because I like to be transparent. If you're building an authentic business, you are not sneaking up on somebody and saying, oh, you're in my challenge. By the way, like I always say, listen, I do sell health and wellness supplements, but I also provide great value because I want families living healthier with ease of no more fast food and fixing their digestive health. Like whatever your thing is, essential oils, supplements, travel, whatever it is, you're transparent. You're like, we're going to share some great deals with you. You don't have to take it, but there's so much value. I'd love to have you in. So when you know what those money-making activities are, the Pomodoro is taking each of those blocks and focusing 25 minutes. So if you want to build a business, you take personal responsibility because you can put everything into a 25-minute block. The good news about your business is you have total control over the thoughts you think about time. So if you're saying, I don't have time, I don't ever have time, I don't have anybody to reach out to, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, you are taking your thoughts and creating a reality. So you need to say, I will handle my schedule with ease and flow and have plenty of space. I like to say space, not time, and have plenty of space for my money-making activities that will go to build my legacy wealth, that will go to build my business to help me to hit big goals. Making money is cool. Making money is okay, and you deserve to have lots of money. Money allows an impact. Money allows options. Money allows so many things to come into your life. So be open, okay? So you have the control about the thoughts you think. You also have control over the images you visualize. Now visualize yourself doing that 25-minute block. You're seeing it on your calendar. You're setting the timer on your phone, and you're organized in your business space that says, during my 25-minute block, I know that making me money, I did the work. So what makes me money is this, and I'm going to do that for 25 minutes. So I like to work backwards and say, okay, what do I need to have in place for the 25 minutes so that I can do my money-making activities, so I can do my thought and devotion and brain work, I call it my spirituality work that keeps my energy where it should be, or my health block, what needs to be in place. So I want you to work backwards on this, and this is the organization and the decluttering of your business. So remember, I said you have control over the thoughts you think. So I am ready. My calendar will be ready. My space will be ready. I have plenty of time, and I have the support that I need. So you may have to ask for support if you want to fit all of this in and still have time for your joy and your freedom and your fun. You decide the days you get to work. Maybe you just work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe you decide to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. You've got to have control over that calendar so that you're not reactive, so you're proactive. So you have the control over the thoughts you think, the images you visualize about how this is all going to work out for you, and, drumroll please, the actions you take. So I want you to start your day with conviction and intention. You have a choice. Will I get swallowed up in not being prepared for the day and getting up late and all of the chaos? Or will I get up and start my day with conviction and intention? Set a 25-minute bubble for that. Okay, so things don't just happen to you. You're creating it or you're allowing it. You have a choice, my friend. So the choice we're talking about today is, will I put a 25-minute bubble on my calendar for health, for spirituality, for my personal and family goals, for my money-making goals? So you get to decide those bubbles. So I'm going to encourage you today to do one thing, to take one task, is create the conviction and intention to your morning where you are setting it up for the day, where you are doing I put that block in. It's 25 minutes in the morning, my journaling, my gratitude. Oh, and I learned this at our retreat, and I'm going to give credit. I'm thinking, Auken, what is Pamela. Yes, Pamela taught us this at the retreat. I knew it. I'm visualizing her with this beautiful journal. And she said she does her requests and her gratitude. So she will journal her requests and she will journal her gratitude. I'm actually going to ask her to get on the podcast and explain that. So we'll go back to that piece. So I've been journaling my requests and I've also been journaling my gratitude. And then I do an all-out just journal time after I do my meditation and after I do my affirmations and after I do my prayers for guidance for the day. And also my prayers of gratitude. So then I look at my calendar, I get things rolling, and that is the first 25-minute block. So then you may be going to work, you may be taking kids to school, but sometime during the day, I want you to do a money-making block, okay? The rest we can talk about. You know how to fit in the gym. That personal block, if you're looking for connection with your kids, this business building block is going to help you with that connection. So maybe that is, we're going to play Monopoly on Friday nights together. I'm going to take each child on their own personal date with me together. Whatever that is, create a block for it in your calendar. Like mine with my son is 25 minutes before bed. Like that's what we're going to do, is spend one-on-one time together during that time. So I want to explain the money-making block, what happens. So really, for me, money-making is having conversations and making an offer or an invite to take a look. And if you're authentic in it and you've built connection and on social media, you're showing up as your authentic self, those conversations are okay. So for 25 minutes, set that timer. But in order to be ready to do that, and we're going to talk about this on the next episode, but in order to be ready to do the 25-minute money-making block, you have to have the activities that make you money. So that's the first exercise that we did. But we also need to have our list ready. We need to know who are the people that have responded to our stories, or the people that, like just yesterday, I was at tennis. I brought a sample with me of one of our products. I had a conversation with her about how I could help her. I got her information, and that's a follow-up. I also work referrals. Those make me money. I reach out to people and I say, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I share your business? And let me ask you a favor as well. I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. Money-making activities might also be setting up a launch event for a business partner of yours where you're going to help them with a launch event on social media. There's all these different tools, and you guys have the tools. But in that 25-minute block, I'm going to say for 7 days, 25 minutes of your health, 25 minutes of your personal, 25 minutes of your spiritual growth, and that's mindset growth, spiritual growth, energy, all of those things. That takes a lot of work, you guys, especially for my squirrely brain. And then I want you to put in your block for business. Now, if you can only do 10 of each, do 10 of each. If you can only fit in one block a day, what will it be? Well, you have control of your calendar. Get up early, put those blocks in. You might do 10 minutes in the carpool line. And if you're organized and you know your money-making activities and you've got your list with you or you've got your business to go, guess what? You can do it. I mean, you can have that business block. All right, this episode, it has to end now. I'm so sorry to see you go, and I hope this was helpful for you today. And I know it might feel a little bit all over the place. So this is what I'm going to do for you. My business page on Facebook is called Beth Graves. And I want you to go over and like that business page. And you're listening to this podcast on Monday. So If you're listening to it and it's a replay, I'll also put this video over on YouTube on my channel, and it's going to be called Focus Blocking for Making Money and Finding More Joy. So there will always be a place for you to find it. If you can't find it, just reach out to me and say, hey, I need that video. But on Wednesday, if you're listening to this on Monday, on Wednesday, I am going to go live and I'm going to actually have a Zoom and do a training on this exact podcast. So get started, then join me over on bethholdengraves.com. Be sure you like that page. And also, we'll be doing some very specific training on it in Camp Elevate, thecampelevategroup.com. Join us there. And thank you so much for being on today. And also the review that made my heart just almost want to bust out of my body. I'm so happy with finding the women out there that are joining together, the sisterhood for this podcast. All of you who are listening, all of you who are at camp, all of you who are in Profit Her Way, and all of you that might be watching from afar, you can sit with us. We are going to build businesses together. We are going to create legacy wealth for you. And I am here to tell you each week that you already have the answers. You already have the power within you. You can do this. It's just taking the chance, taking the opportunity, creating the space and the intention to make profit your way. All right. So thanks for joining us. And as always, Instagram at Beth Holden Graves. Send me a little screenshot of this podcast. Send me a picture of your dog if you're out walking your dog, and ask me any questions. I'm always here to serve and to help. Thanks for joining us. Leave a review. You might just have it next week. And we are also going to be sending out boss hats again. So be looking for the boss hat. We're going to have the boss hat contest also on Facebook on Beth Holden Graves. You'll find it there. Go on over there. We're going to have a boss hat giveaway. We're going to have the Wednesday live where I'm going to train more on this. And I'll catch you guys all next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on You're Not the Boss of Me. I'm hoping that you found one thing that you will do today that will allow you to move forward to that big, audacious goal. And I have a favor to ask of you, and that is leaving me a 5-star review over in iTunes. Every single week, I read your reviews. I love hearing what you have to say, and it allows me to bring you more, to get more people to interview that are doing the thing, breaking the glass ceilings, creating what they crave, and helping you with your game plan. So leave me a 5-star review, and when you do, I enter you to win the You're Not the Boss of Me swag. So make sure you leave it, and we'll reach out to you if you're the winner. Thanks so much for hanging with me today, and we'll chat with you soon.